Welcome to your gentle practice. This practice is focusing mainly on your neck, your shoulders, and then a little bit into your hips and the flexibility of your spine. Just a really basic warm-up. So you can sit comfortably. You can sit up on a prop if you like, on a folded blanket or on a chip foam block, whatever suits you. Preferably sitting in a cross-legged position. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll take 2 more deep breaths like that. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale and sit up nice and tall, and then look over your right shoulder. Try not to tip your ear toward your shoulder, but try to keep your chin level with the floor. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, other side. Try to keep your shoulders where they are. Again, not tipping the ear to the shoulder. We'll do 1 more on each side, just seeing how far you can look over your shoulder. And then gently bring your head back to center. Roll your shoulders back and down a few times. Deep breaths as you move. Breathing out of your nose or out of your mouth. If you find that you are feeling a lot of stress or tension lately, it might be beneficial for you to breathe out of your mouth. And then bring your shoulders back to neutral. Interlace your fingers and press your palms down towards the floor. Inhale, raise your arms out in front and then all the way up overhead. Take 1 more deep breath, reach up tall, and slowly release your hands down by your sides like you're pressing in water. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Tip your right ear to your right shoulder. Keep your head in this position and raise your left arm, opposite arm, out to the side at shoulder height. Spread your fingers as wide as you can and then rotate your palm to face forward. Rotate your palm to face the sky. Keep your fingers spread wide. If you feel you could use a little bit more of a stretch here, keep your palm facing up. Just start to bend at the wrist and point your fingertips toward the floor. You might feel some burning in your arm or your hand. This is normal. You're stretching connective tissue, fascia. 1 more deep breath. Exhale, release your hand to the floor, bring your head back to center. You can tip ear to shoulder back and forth a couple times. And then tip your other ear to your other shoulder. Oh, wrong way. Tip your other ear to your other shoulder. Raise your right arm out to the side, shoulder height. Spread your fingers as wide as you can. Relax your shoulders. Rotate your palm to face forward. Rotate your palm to face the sky. If you have room for more here, keep your palm facing the sky and just point your fingertips down towards the floor. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. First rule. 1 more deep breath. Exhale, release your hand, bring your head back to center. Tip ear to shoulder back and forth a couple times. And then just bring your hands up out in front and you can circle the wrists or make figure 8s with your wrists. Fists can be closed or your hands can be open, whatever feels nicer for you in your body. And then relax your hands by your sides. Inhale your left arm up to the sky. Reach up as tall as you can. Lean into the bottom hand and look down at this hand. From here, you can bring your arm over your ear and then pass the arm down in front of your face. Draw the hand across your body, out to the side, up to the sky again. Big arm circles with the top arm. Nice deep breaths as you move. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, release. We're going to do a few circles in the opposite direction. Feel free to rotate the wrist on the way if you like the way that that feels. And slowly make your way back to center. Roll your shoulders back and down a couple of times. Bring your shoulders back to neutral, fingertips on the floor. Inhale your right arm out to the side, up to the sky. Reach up as tall as you can through your ribs. Lean into the bottom hand, look down at the hand. Bring your arm over your ear and make big arm circles with your top arm. See what your range of motion is like. Close your eyes and just feel it. When you're ready, you can do a few circles in the opposite direction. Once again, feel free to rotate out the wrist on the way if that feels good for you. Nice deep breaths as you move. And slowly make your way back to center. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale out the mouth, let them fall. 2 more like that. Awesome. Take a nice deep breath in, sit up as tall as you can. And then lower your chin down onto your chest. Allow your head to be nice and heavy. From here, you can move into a half neck roll, rolling your right ear towards your right shoulder, keeping the chin low, and then exhale, chin back to center. Inhale, other side. You can continue with half neck rolls, or if you love full neck rolls, do some full neck rolls. If you are doing full neck rolls, do a few in the other direction. And then slowly bring your head back to center. You're doing great. Starting to feel a little bit more relaxed in the shoulders, I hope. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bring one shoulder across to the opposite side, leaning toward the opposite side, then reach your heart out in front, relax your head, and come around to the other side. Sufi circles. Inhale to the top, exhale out in front. Nice deep breaths, 2 more. Slowly make your way back to center. I invite you to switch the cross of your legs and move in the opposite direction. Exhale out in front. Inhale to the top. Slowly make your way back to center. And then if you're sitting up on anything, you can move it off to the side. I was sitting on a chip foam block. And then bend your knees and bring your feet flat. Feet as wide as the mat. Lean on your hands and start to gently and slowly lower your knees right and left a few times. You can close your eyes and notice exactly where you feel this stretch in your legs. You might feel it in your outer thigh or quad. You might feel it in your IT band. You might even feel it in your inner thighs or your buttocks. Nice deep breaths as you move. One more deep breath. And slowly bring your knees back to center. From here, straighten out your legs. Sit up nice and tall. Flex your feet. Press your fingertips into the floor. Flex your feet a little more. Reach up a little taller. And then relax your legs. You can lean back on your hands again and give your legs a little shake. Perhaps toss the feet right and left a couple of times. Once again, just notice where you feel that stretch. Beautiful. Bring your feet back to center and then point and flex your toes a few times. Rotate your ankles. And a few times in the other direction. Bring your feet back to center. Take your feet out to one side and bring your hands out in front. Come up into tabletop on hands and knees. Knees are directly under the hips. Wrists are directly under the shoulders. On your next inhale, tip your tailbone up, lower your belly, draw your chest forward, look forward or up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, reach up through the back. Inhale, tailbone up, belly down, chest forward. Exhale, round your spine, move through a few more cat-cows on your breath. Finish one more cat-cow. And then bring your spine to neutral and sit back to child's pose. Bring your hips back over your heels, lower your forearms to the floor, lower your head to the floor. If your head doesn't quite reach, you can stack your fists or your hands on top of each other so that you have a place to rest your head. Take a few deep breaths in child's pose. Take one more deep breath in child's pose. And then slowly make your way back up to tabletop. From here, sit your hips slightly back toward your heels and then lean your hips to one side and draw them slightly forward. Then circle them back around behind and over to the other side. So it's like you're making big half circles behind you with your hips. Again, close your eyes and notice where you feel the stretch in your body. And you can finish the one you're on and come back to neutral tabletop. From here, you can tuck your toes under and flex your feet. Start to sit your hips back toward your heels, pressing back through the heels. We're looking for a nice foot stretch here. Engage your baby toes. If you find that there's not quite enough stretch here for you, you can walk your hands closer to your knees, or you could even bring your hands onto your legs if you feel like you even want more of a stretch. And of course, for the challenge, if you are really enjoying this sensation in your toes and your feet, you can lift up your knees, squeeze your knees together, and bring your palms into prayer, coming into the toe squat. You can challenge yourself more by really coming up on the tippy toes. Take one more deep breath. And then slowly come back to tabletop wherever you are. Untuck your toes and tap out your feet. You can do that for as long as you want. Maybe you want to pause the video and do that a little bit more. All right. Take a nice deep breath here at center, and then look over your left shoulder. Look behind you. Draw the shoulder behind you and see if you can bump or squeeze the left hip towards the left, squeezing shoulder and hip towards each other. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, come back to center. Look over your right shoulder. Draw your right shoulder behind you, squeeze your right hip towards it. Take one more deep breath. And slowly come back to center. Round your spine, come up on your fingertips, tuck your chin and tuck your toes. Reach your back up to the sky. If you want a little bit more, you can start to sit your hips slightly back toward your heels. Keeping the tension in your arms, almost like you're gripping in with your fingertips or your fingernails. Take one more nice deep breath into your back. And then slowly come back to tabletop. Inhale your tailbone up, belly down, chest forward, look forward or up. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Move through a few more cat-cow. This time, close your eyes and see if you can initiate the movement from your tailbone first. Finish one more round of cat-cow, deep, deep breath. And then untuck your toes and come back into child's pose. Reach your arms out in front, lower your forehead to the floor or on your hands. Take a couple of deep breaths in the pose. On your next inhale, walk your hands back toward your knees and then take your feet out from underneath you. Bring your legs out long in front and give your legs a bit of a shake. From here, you can bend your knees and bring your feet flat and just slowly come down onto our backs. Now you can come down with helping hands. You can come down with control, a reverse sit up, or you can come down in a head to tail rolls. You can bring your hands behind your knees and gently roll back and forth a few times. Watch your neck here. If you don't like the way it feels, don't do it. And just gently make your way onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest, one hand on each knee, and roll from side to side. Bring your knees back to center, one hand on each knee again, and with knees together, start to draw circles on the ceiling with your knees. Nice deep breaths as you move. And then you can do a few circles in the opposite direction. Bring your knees back to center and then press your feet up to the sky. Hold on to the backs of your legs and point and flex your toes a few times. You can rotate your ankles. And a few times in the other direction. Bring your feet back to center and curl your toes under. And then spread your toes really, really wide. One more time. Bring your feet back to neutral. Bring your knees into your chest. One hand on each knee. Separate your knees really wide and start to gently rock side to side. Rock and roll from side to side. Bring your knees back to center and lower your feet to the floor. Ankles under the knees, hands beside you on the mat, palms facing down. Tuck your shoulder blades under you one at a time. On your next inhale, squeeze your legs, lift your hips. Reach your hips up as high as you can. Press into your hands, try to keep your chin centered. Don't look at the video right now, just listen to your body. One more deep breath. On your exhale, come down slowly, one vertebra at a time, in order. You can come up on your tippy toes if you need. When you get to the bottom, relax your buttocks and legs completely. We'll come into bridge roll one more time. Inhale, lift your hips. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your buttocks. Press into your hands. Take one more deep breath into your belly. And on your exhale, come down slowly, one vertebra at a time, in order. And relax your buttocks completely. Bring your hands onto your belly. Separate your feet wider, as wide as your mat, and then move the feet away from your buttocks a little bit. Start to slowly lower your knees right and left a few times. You can even widen your feet wider than the mat if you like. Just see what feels right for you.
Bring your knees back to center. You can heel toe your feet back in towards each other. You can take any final movements that you feel you need in your own body. And we'll be moving into Shavasana. I'm going to put you into Shavasana for 5 minutes on the video, but if you'd like to do a longer Shavasana, you may wish to set a timer. I like to do 10 minutes usually, but this is a short video. So traditionally, Shavasana is done with feet about as wide as the mat, hands out to the sides, palms facing up. Of course, you can always bring your hands onto your belly or palms down or whatever feels right. You can also bring a bolster in under your knees if you feel like you'd like to have that. And allow your body to completely relax. There's nothing more left to do but to rest. Slowly draw your awareness back to the room. You can gently begin to wake up your physical body, wiggling your fingers, your toes. And I invite you to lie on your side for a few breaths in the fetal position. You can slowly press your way up into a seated position. Thank you so much for joining me for this gentle practice. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.